Okay, hey, how's it going? I'm Shantae, aka JAmerican Queen. Welcome to my Queendom. I just want to do a quick little look for you guys today. I am in the mauves and purple family today with this look. I'm on my way out with the hubs and we're gonna go to a friend's show. So I wanted to make sure that, put my best foot forward, or should I say, my best face forward. So I did a quick little look for you guys. I didn't really have time to do a talk through. So we're going to do a voiceover, but I do want to go ahead and make sure that I film this look for you guys so that you can hopefully continue to come back into my queendom and hang out with me. So forget all the talking. Let's just go ahead and get into this look and I will see you next time. Oh, before you go though, before we get into the look, just want to make sure that you guys, if you like this look and you like this video, please go ahead and give me a like below. Hit that subscribe button so that you can continue to join me in my queendom. And without further ado, let's get into the look. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start with my brows. Gotta tame them and frame them. I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Caramel, and I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dual-Ended Firm Angled Brush with the spoolie on the end. So first up, I definitely need to brush these brows into submission because they are wild. And I'm going to start at the base of my brow. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick little underline there. And I'm going to go ahead and frame up the top of my arch just so I could see where I want the arch to, how high I want the arch to go as far as the tip of my brow, the top of my brow. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in any sparse areas at the top and at the bottom. I'll also be using the spoolie to blend the product into my brows. Actually, I don't like my brows to be too overdone. I like them to still kind of look a little bit natural. I don't mind, a tiny bit of skin peeking through the brows, because I do want my brows to look as natural as possible. I just want them to be defined and shaped up right. So I just brushed down the top of my brow over there on the side so that I could see just how much sparsity I had to work with, how much I had to fill in. I don't use the dip brow too much to go into the brow, too much into the body of the brow. I like to mainly keep the product to the base and the top and just kind of filling in any areas that look to be a little bit thin or just a little sparse, and then brush the product through so that it gets through and kind of evens the brow just a bit. It's one little tiny spot there that I see that I missed. It's kind of bugging me that I didn't get it, but the overall look turns out good. So, just keep watching, stay tuned. All right, brows done. I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the color Tan Latte to prime my lids as well as define under my brows. So I'm taking a flat but semi-tapered brush. This is actually a Luxie brush. I did not have my products right in front of me, or I didn't write it down, unfortunately, so I will link it in the description below what brush this is. If I don't have a link for it, I'll definitely still detail what brush it is, but I'm using this brush to smooth in and smooth in and prime my lids. Unfortunately, this concealer does dry pretty quickly, so it had already dried on that eye a little bit before I got to it. Next up, I'm going to use the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I'm going to use this to put in my crease as a transition color, just to kind of warm up my eye just a bit. I'm not going to go too crazy with this, but I do want to just apply it and use this as a transition shade just to kind of, bring some warmth back into my eyes. I actually already have, as you saw before I put the concealer on, I have a natural eyeshadow which I just covered up with the concealer. So I'm just kind of putting a little bit of that shadow back, but a little bit more towards my skin tone. Next up, we have the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsession palette. I'm gonna take this nice mauve shade here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that on top of my transition shade, just giving me a little bit more of the rosy color into the crease. It's like a mauvey dusty rose type shade, and I'm just gonna keep going back and forth and building up that color and blending it out until I feel satisfied with the opacity of the shade. Next up, I'm going to take this pointed eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this kind of purpley plum, not quite as plum, maybe like a wine plum, plum wine. I'm going to take this like plum wine shade, and I'm going to apply this to my outer corner. I just want to give a little bit of depth, and I kind of want to draw my eye out just a bit, not too dramatic, but I need to give a little bit of depth to my eyes, and make them appear a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. Yeah, longer. That's more or less the term I need to use for this. So dragging out just a bit, just shaping up and framing up those eyes. And now I'm going to take a blending brush. This is the Morphe 535 brush, and I'm going to take it and blend the shades together so that I don't really have any harsh lines. I want to just make sure that the colors are blending together nicely. Then I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush, flat, semi-firm eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to apply this kind of pink icy shade to my lid. I'm sorry that the display of the color was a little fast, but I'm trying to get you guys through this video. So I'm just gonna keep patting on. I like to pat and drag the shade onto my lid. So I'm dragging here just to kind of share the color out and just kind of get a nice little coverage. And then I also pat where I feel like I need just a little bit more. So I do a pat and I also do a drag. Now I'm gonna take this kind of pink icy color here, and this pink icy pink rosy color kind of, and I'm just gonna apply that on top just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Now I'm gonna take the Morphe 138 pointed brush, and I'm gonna go back in with that kind of pink ice color, and I'm gonna use that as a highlight in my inner corner. I actually like to apply the highlight directly in my inner corner, and then I like to drag it up just a little bit just to kind of blend it in a little bit more, just kind of open up my eyes. Now I'm going to take this, there we go. I'm going to take this brick color, and I'm just going to dab it on into the outer corner there. I'm just trying to deepen it and just kind of build up the colors that I want. And then I'm going to take that same Morphe blending brush and just blend the colors together again. I want the colors to marry. I want them to say I do. Now I'm going to take a black eyeliner, and I'm lining my waterline as well as my lower lash line. Sorry, my mirror was a little low, so I'm looking down, but I'll try to have the mirror raised for the next video for you guys. I'm going to take a flat liner, I'm going to take an angled liner brush, and I'm just going to drag that color. I'm blending it along the lash line, and I'm dragging it up to kind of create the tail of the wing. I'm not going to do a dramatic wing, but I do want to just kind of have that wing kind of attached to my lower lash line as well. And now I'm going to take the Morphe 213 brush, And I'm gonna use this with that kind of plum color I used earlier, the plum wine color. I'm just gonna apply just a bit of that over the liner just to set the liner, smudge the liner out, and just add a little bit of color so it's not just stark black. You know what I mean? Just want to kind of, you know, diffuse it out a bit. I'm also applying it onto my waterline a bit just to set that liner again. And again, just bring it. Okay, come on, give me a focus. There we go. Focus. All right, so next up, I'm gonna go in with this taupe shade, and I'm going to, with a blending brush, a thinner blending brush, I'm gonna apply that underneath the shades that we used beforehand. Now I'm going to, if I can get the camera to focus, there we go, take a black line, the same black liner, and line the top of my lash line. I'm going really close to my lash line because I don't really want to have a thick liner that's gonna cover up most of my eye when I open it, because I do have pretty deep set eyes, and so when I open my eyes, that lid goes back, and if I have too thick of a line, fumble on the play. If I have too thick of a line, it just kind of, you know, it just covers up the shadow. So I like to stay really close to my lash line, and you know, just want to blend that out there. I'm not tugging my eye. You shouldn't tug your eye when you apply lash. I'm actually just kind of stabilizing the skin. And now I'm going to take that same liner and that same plum wine color, and I'm just going to go over the top of that line. I'm just dragging that out a bit. Now I'm going back in with that icy pink shade, and I'm going to apply that highlight again back into my inner corners, just touching that up, and then bringing it to the lower inner corner as well. Now I'm just going to take a pointed eyeshadow brush again and just kind of blend those colors together, just smudging out the liner a little bit more and cleaning up anything that you know, any fallout from the shadow. I'm going to go back in with my Hoola bronzer, and again, just applying that just as I applied the transition shade. I want to apply that at the bottom just to kind of soften the under eye look. Now I'm going to take my AJ Crimson foundation, which is like almost gone, and I'm going to use the Mauve E7 brush to apply it. When I was pulling out, I was going through my makeup drawer, and I was like pulling out stuff that I hadn't really worn in a while, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't worn my AJ Crimson foundation in forever, and it's like almost gone. So I need to go ahead and break this out, put this back in rotation. So I am using it for today's video. I really love the coverage of this foundation. It's really, really creamy, and it blends really nicely. Like I don't have to like work hard to get it to blend. And I like this E7 brush because I can take that, because of the way it's shaped, I can clean up the top part of my brow. I don't really like to do the whole concealer around my brows, like all the way around my brows, like top, bottom, outlining it. So I like to just actually use a little bit of my foundation just to clean up the top part of the brow. And I'm just gonna keep blending it in until it feels nice and seamless. And I'm gonna use my good old friendly Tarte Shape Tape in the color tan and cover these circles that are just like always, always, always there, no matter what I do. I'm gonna take a Real Techniques Miracle Sponge, and I'm just going to blend my concealer in. I'm gonna pat, 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 and tap, tap, tap until it's nice and blended. Brighten up that under eye area so it looks like I got some sleep. And I'm gonna take what's left on my brush. I don't wanna go crazy with like highlighting and contouring my face. I'm just taking what's left on the sponge from blending my under eye, and I take that over the top of my nose, the inner corners there of my nose and my forehead. And I just want to like blend so that everything looks like pretty seamless. Now I'm gonna take a finishing brush and I'm gonna use my MAC Studio Fix foundation in the number NC35. This is too light for my face, but I use this specifically to set my under eye area. It really sets my concealer very nicely and gives me a little bit more staying power, since Studio Fix is like a powder and foundation. And because it's lighter than my skin tone, it just really helps to highlight my under eye area. So I always buy that as my under eye setter. Now I'm going to use the Tarte The Sculptor pencil in the color Park Avenue Princess, and I'm going to just do a little bit of a contour. I'm not going to go crazy with contour. Just want to get, you know, this forehead, since I'm wearing a high pony, kind of, you know, bronzed in a bit, and get those cheeks slimmed down just a little bit. I'm using like a generic toothbrush blending brush, and I'm going to use that to blend in all of my contour. Just want to shape up the nose a little bit. I don't like to go too heavy of contour on my nose. I like my nose, like the shape of it and everything, but if I know I'm going to take pictures, I will contour my nose. Gotta get that cheek, make it look like I have completely stopped eating carbs, which I have not. I'm still working on that. And definitely gotta get under that neck there, that double chin area. Get that vibe head blended in. I got teased so much in middle school over the size of my forehead, so you know, they didn't have contouring like they do now. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, we are satisfied. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish everything with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the color Matte Tan. Just gonna use a fluffy brush and just apply that all over just to get everything set. Get my shine down, because I do tend to be a little bit oily sometimes. And I also use the brush with the finishing powder on it to kind of knock off any excess of the MAC Studio Fix under my eyes. And if I feel like I need to brighten it back up, I go ahead and I add some more. But I do like a little back and forth with the brush and the the brush and the Studio Fix. Just again highlighting and reapplying anything that needs to be reapplied. Blush time. I'm gonna use MAC Revenge Sheer Finish Blush. I don't want to go too rosy on my cheeks, but I just want to get a little bit of color. You know, I'm not bronzing right now because I'm a little short on time, so I'm trying to cut out as many steps as I can while still giving my face the attention it needs. So we're not going to bronze, we're not going to powder contour, just going to do a little sheer wash of color with my blush. And I'm taking my brush that I use, come on focus, there we go, using my brush that I use to apply the finishing powder and blend it. Next up, highlighting with the Becca highlighter in rose gold with the Morphe fan brush, the super large fan brush. I'm so sorry it was so fast. I'm just gonna go over the top of my cheekbones here just a little bit. Just give me a little bit of, I don't like too crazy of a highlight. I just want to give, you know, a nice little wash of light. And next up, gotta get those lips. I'm gonna wear a matte color on my lips, so I had to moisturize my lips really quickly. I'm going back with the fan brush with the highlighter, and I'm using MAC Heroin lip liner, kissing off any excess moisture from the lip balm I used, and just making sure it's all rubbed in before I go ahead in with that liner, because I want to make sure that I have good staying power, but I'm moisturized. Nobody wants crusty lips like ever, because it's just not cute. It's not cute at all. So lining the lips, and I'm going to just kind of rub them together so that I can blend them. And I'm going to use the Sephora matte liquid lip color in the color Orchid, and I'm just going to apply that onto my lips and rub them together so I can blend it in with the liner, touch up any areas that need a little bit more definition, get that Cupid's bow, girl. And yep, shape those lips, shape that bottom lip, and blend. There we go. So I got this Catrice HD Active Freezing Spray, Setting Spray. It was a freebie when I went to BeautyCon, and I hadn't used it yet until now, and I think I like it. It felt really nice and cool and refreshing, so I gave myself a second spritz. I actually really love this Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I got this actually in an Ipsy bag, and I've been seeing it on Instagram and on Reddit and stuff that keeps popping up as an advertisement, but then I got it in my Ipsy bag and I tried it, and I really, really like it. It definitely gives my lashes a nice little, I don't want to say a full-on like lash extension look, but it definitely gives my lashes the attention and the love that they so deserve, so that they can say hello to the world. So I think I'll continue to buy this. My usual go-to is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but I was out and then this came in my glam bag and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm digging it, so I'm using it. And I really, when I'm using mascara on my natural lashes, I really like to give them attention. Go top and bottom, yep, get all of it, make sure they are coated. Now I'm going to use this Pixie by Petra Lash Lift mascara. I love it because it has like the two brushes, for the big one for the upper lashes and the little one for the lower lashes. So I'm using the little one so I can get those lashes without smearing mascara under my eyes like I tend to do. So just tapping up and cleaning up anything. Come on, focus, camera. Focus. Okay, well, I'll just give it a nice little cleanup. Anything that may seem to be not quite precise. And there you have it. There's a look. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like this look? Do you want to see more looks from me? Let me know. XoXo.